There are many different pricing models that you can use for your video production business, but only a few of them actually make sense. Now, once I picked the one that actually makes the most sense, I was able to grow my video business from $8,000 per month to over $40,000 per month consistently. So in this video, I will show you how you can charge your clients and which method works the best for me. The first pricing model you can do is a so-called day rate or half day rate. This is literally just the client pays a certain amount for a half day of your work or a full day of your work. This, an example, is common for commercial and corporate video production. Now, this method has one major upside, and that upside is that it's easily understandable for the client. But there's also one major downside to this pricing model, which is that you get paid for your time, and if the client doesn't have more budget, typically you will be agreeing to that budget and trying to push and force everything into that one day of shooting, one day of editing, even though internally you know that it's probably not going to work out and it's going to cause a lot of stress and ultimately result in a worse video than if you had 1.5 days or 2 days, an example. So even though that was the second pricing option that I used for my own video production company, I do not recommend it at all. The second way of charging your clients is with an hourly rate. Now, this is my absolute least favorite, even though so many people do it. It's actually very common, especially for smaller projects or projects with flexible timeline. But I see so many videographers, so many freelancers, even companies still do the hourly rate model because they do not understand the fourth way of pricing, which I'm going to show you later in this video. Now, the hourly rate has one big advantage as well, which is that it's very flexible and very adjustable to the client's needs and budget. But of course, there is also one major downside, which is that you're gonna get punished for being efficient. If you become more efficient, if you have shortcuts, you become a faster editor, you become faster in pre-production, then you're gonna get paid less, even though you're now better at your craft. This, in my opinion, is definitely unfair. Now, when I started my video production business, I started out with this pricing method, but I absolutely hate it and do not recommend it. The third pricing model you can use is project-based pricing. This is literally just one price, one number, including pre-production, production, post-production, all travel costs, everything, which obviously has the big advantage of making it super easy for the client. The client knows exactly what to expect and there are no bad surprises. But on the downside for you, if you miscalculate it, you're gonna lose money fairly quickly, because if it needs an additional shooting day, you cannot charge the client. You will be responsible for that mistake, therefore you're gonna pay for it. I actually used this pricing model for multiple years with my own video production company, but at one point I figured that we miscalculated too often and I knew about a better pricing method, which is going to be the next one. So the fourth pricing method, and the one that I preach the most, is value-based pricing. Now, in this pricing model, you get paid for the value that you add to your client's business. Now, bear in mind, this is not always going to be monetary value. It can also be that you save your client time, could be that the client gets status, could be that they avoid a negative outcome, or could be that they get more employees, an example. So all these things add value to their business, so therefore you're gonna get paid for the value that you add instead of just making a video. Obviously, the big advantage of this model is that you're gonna get paid what you are worth. But of course, there's also a downside to this pricing model. This pricing model is going to be very hard to sell in the beginning because you don't really understand how you add value to the client's business. You don't really have a track record of results that you produced for clients, and therefore it's very hard to gain trust from a client. And also, you have to know the client's budget in order to adjust the project size to the client. If the client doesn't give you a number, you have to know systems and strategies how you can get that number out of the client, pull it out, and not just accept that you're gonna drop a price. Now, exactly this and way more is what I teach in the Video Business Academy consulting program. And I actually recorded a free video training that you can watch to learn step by step how we can help you get to $10,000 per month consistently with your video production business within 30 to 90 days. And we have a 100% success guarantee. So go watch that free training right now. It's linked right next to me, and I'm looking forward to see you there.